Why, hello there. Welcome in, everybody. Good to see you there, Stock Forwarder, Surprise Bees, BJI Core. How are you going today? Hope you're going well. Coffee's going to be a minute longer because just as I was about to get started, my daughter was actually making herself a hot chocolate, so I gotta wait my turn. But yeah, here we are. Here we are. Let's get diving right into the document today without delay. Because I started a bit later than I wanted to today. I'm like 2 hours later than I wanted to be, but that's okay. Hey there, Pi. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. Welcome in, mate. I suppose I should quickly intro myself just in case somebody pops by and watches the VOD later on or whatever. My name is Mike, and I'm excited to be here today to work on more adventure game stuff. Yeah, we're working on a mini series of adventure games. We just released Day of the Hamster last week. And we're firmly getting ready to dive into the proper design work on the third game in that mini-series. And it's, we did a fair bit of work, actually, preparatory work, but we actually have to go in and put together our puzzle dependency graph and make sure we can find new ways to make it more interesting and stuff like that. We're also going to start working on dialogue design soon, which is going to be interesting because I haven't really worked on dialogue design stuff too deeply yet, so thinking about that will be interesting as well. You just got into work? Oh, nice, Pi. Hopefully your work day goes smoothly. Congrats on launching the Day of the Hamster. Thank you, Surprise Bees. Thank you. It's been really fun to see people's reactions to it as well. For the most part, I think people are really enjoying it. It's not too difficult. It's not too easy. It's got some good flow to it. Yeah, I learned some lessons from it, for sure, from the design of that, and there's things I would probably do slightly differently if I was going to redo it today, but I think ultimately, yeah, it was really successful. I'm really happy with how that went. It won't be spoiled for me since I didn't watch all the devs. Awesome, yeah. This one, I mean, if you watch today, the game is going to continue to evolve as well, so the things that we go through and do design work on today isn't necessarily going to stay that way. By the time we get to the end of the game, there will definitely be changes, but we're trying to lay down some guidelines to work within whilst we work on the game, so yeah. Started talking and realized how thirsty I am all of a sudden. All right. So we have like a bunch of, like I said, we have a bunch of outline of like what we wanted to do. Sort of already laid out a little bit in this document, but we need to formalize that into a graph and find places that feel a little bit too thin or a little bit too, you know, curly. This is the dependency graph for the hamster game, and you can see there's a lot of like parts that cross over, a lot of interdependencies. I think this is like the maximum of like that kind of interdependency that I'd want to do at any given time. Like, if anything, like I thought of a few ways I could smooth this out and make it flow a little bit easier, so people who don't know what they're doing would like vaguely be able to find their way a little bit easier, like with having less less overlap between the puzzles. But I think it went all right. I really like it, actually. I actually like a little bit of that complexity, but not too much of it. I think this is like borderline, like any more complexity and this like with overlapping like threads of puzzle solutions, I think that would really start to introduce some issues. So we're going to try and avoid that a little bit with this one. This one's not focused on mechanics and like unique stuff, whereas that game was very much focused on putting in unique stuff. I'm going to just use the word stuff to talk about like the design. But yeah, this one here, we're already looking at like, okay, you wake up from a nap and you're stuck in your room. You can't get out because your door's blocked.
Oh boy, we're having fun now.
Welcome, Master Gregor. I thought you were asleep. Yeah, so this one basically will start out with you being confused about why you can't get out of the room. And little do you know, as the main character, I guess, that the door is actually locked from the other side, so you need to find a way out. So you need to, first of all, undo the window, which is, the solution for that is going to be a bit weird. Once you've done that, you fell asleep at your PC, just woke up and saw that I was online. Oh man. I thought you'd headed off to bed a while ago. I got to sneeze. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I'm fine. Oh boy. Yeah, so after you figure out like, okay, I'm trapped in this room, how do I get out? Oh gosh, that didn't work. What happened there? I guess these bits were the problem. Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to like smooth this layout out while I reiterate over what it's actually doing. So once you have like sorted out this issue of like, okay, I can open the window so I can get out the window. Now I need to figure out how to progress. Like obviously on a second story window, we need to figure out how to get out. So we construct a rope out of 3 different objects and tie them to the bed, and then we can leave. As soon as we leave, we get caught by Aunt Jenny. This is like a pretty small puzzle. Honestly, this is a pretty small puzzle. I wouldn't mind throwing a little bit more puzzle into this room. I definitely want to have the room be full of like references. Like this should look like the quintessential like TV or movie teenage bedroom sort of thing. So like they're just like, you know, posters on the walls, mess everywhere, clothes strewn across the floor. Like it should look like that, you know, and like you know, like maybe we'll have like a TV or a video game console in there or something like that. I don't know. I'm actually trying very hard to avoid dating the game in any way. Like, I don't want people to be like, oh, this is set in the 80s or this is set in the 90s or something like that. I kind of want it to just be unknown where it sits, but it is sort of already leaning towards like 80s or 90s with the IBM PC looking computer in the last game. So I guess we're kind of anchoring it a little bit in time with that, but I'm trying to avoid that as much as I can. So like putting a video game console or something in the room that looks like an NES or something like that would be a problem. So maybe like putting in futuristic toys and stuff like that would be a better choice, like action figures or something. But yeah, the room's gonna look a lot different. It's gonna be, I want it to be packed with stuff to look at, and hopefully we can come up with a few more puzzles for this area. So I'm hoping that there's like, these are like the solution to get out, but maybe there's some solutions to like getting some of these items. Like maybe getting the pirate flag isn't as easy as just grabbing it off the wall. You have to like figure out how to disengage it. Or maybe it's like tied too high and you need to use something to get it. Stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. There might be more. There might be more to this is all I'm thinking. Maybe if you're trying to get the sandwich from under the bed, there's like an animal under there that's trying to stop you from getting it. Somebody at the door, Baines? Is it you? Yeah, so anyway, that's my thoughts. I don't have really strong thoughts just yet on this area, but this is definitely a decent little puzzle. I didn't mean to drag and move that thing around. I don't know how we're aligned now. There you go. Put it back. About there. Yeah, so this is definitely like a fine little puzzle to get out of the room. And then we need to focus on like this sort of stuff. So what happens when you get out is like you're immediately forced back indoors. We need to, because you haven't done your chores, you're forced back inside. That's the reason you're being forced back in. No, you can't leave until you've done your jobs. And you, having not done your jobs, need to come up with a way to convince Aunt Jenny that you have done your jobs. So we left this pretty open on this graph, but if we go back to the document that we were working on, we did actually put in a fair bit of detail around how we wanted to deal with that. So we wanted to modify the chore chart and change where our name is. If you do that while Aunt Jenny is not distracted, she'll catch you and you will get, she'll be like, no, you can't do that. Whereas if you do it the other way around, if you do distract her and then you change it, then she won't notice and she'll be like, oh, I see you've done all your chores, you can leave. Something like, oh, you go tell her that you've done all your chores or something like that. Anyway, she's a distracted caretaker. She's not like paying that much attention to you. So that trick will hopefully work and play out okay. Sleep well, by the way, Master Gregor. Sleep well. So yeah, this is what we need to do. We need to come up with a strategy for this. Now, I don't know how to design dialogue-based puzzles, so we might just do the graphs as like the bigger block information and like put some notes on the chart saying we need to have like these dialogues. And I don't really want to get into writing mode right now. I want to do the writing a little bit later, so we'll keep working towards it. I'm gonna go sort out the coffee. I think that we should be okay to get the coffee now. And I'm gonna need the coffee for the for the processing of all this and turning it into dependency graphs and like thinking about other ways to make the solution more interesting. So yeah, let's go ahead and look. I'll get that coffee. We'll come back to it and we'll keep working on the puzzle dependency graph, which it's slow going. But I don't want this puzzle dependency graph to be as complex as this one. Like I said, I want to simplify it a bit, but it is going to have more rooms. We already established how there was a lot of rooms. Yeah, rooms, backyard, a bedroom, backyard, hallway, junkyard 1, junkyard maze, and junkyard 2. That's like before we even started working on it, and we'll probably find that we need a few more like pieces to this puzzle, so we'll see how that turns out. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. Coffee's acquired. Now we can continue working on this thing. All right. There's so much to do. I like don't really know where to begin. I almost feel like, you know, we could work in one of these documents to like plan stuff, or we could just start working on the puzzles. I think we'll just keep working on the puzzles. I really wanted to focus on puzzle design stuff today, so let's just do that. Okay. So come back here. So this is a cutscene. I want to mark out where cutscenes are going to be so that there's no surprises, like where I'm going to have to do more animation work. So let's see. I'm going to use like these panels, I think, to highlight that. I'm going to say like cutscene 1 and intro cutscene and I'm gonna say we might want to animate this. And we can maybe we can change the color of this, the theme of this one to like that. Change the theme of this actually. Let's change the theme of this to like that. I'll change this to say that. And this can be that. That? No. Yeah, that'll do. All right. I guess this could all just be actually the cutscene here. Oops, I didn't want to delete that. I just wanted to remove the ungroup. I guess that'll work. There you go. There you go. All right, so now we're like, I'm just trying to break this down into like, okay, what's going to be... I'm trying to plan my work a little bit better as while I'm doing this. This is like, this document serves as like the puzzle dependency graph, but also like a little bit of a core design document. So if I like plan like, okay, this is going to be a cutscene, that's going to be how the puzzle works and stuff like that. We might want to reflows and stuff, and that's fine. But I think this will help me planning like, okay, because I'm doing the programming, I'm doing the design work, I'm doing the animation, I'm doing all the background art. The only thing I'm not doing, and I might actually do some of it at some point, is music. But everything else I'm just trying to like work my way through. So we'll just continue to do that, and I'm trying to improve my processes. Again, part of doing these mini games is just to give me a little bit more experience with like working in this flow. I've never made adventure games before. Oh, I just realized I'm on the wrong scene too. There you go. That will be a bit more visible for you. I'm trying to define a flow that I can work with and learn from and adapt and continue to evolve. So that's why I'm doing the 3 mini adventures. This is the third one. This is the one I'm learning, like, hopefully the last pieces of the puzzle that I need to be effective with making the bigger game. I'm sure I'll still learn lessons from the bigger one, but doing this stuff now and planning is super important for like just being able to get things done. And also, like, I did say I want to get this game done in like, you know, about 2 months as well. The last game I wanted to do in about 2 months ended up taking about 2.5, closer to 3 than 2.5 actually in the end. But it is what it is. I will try and tighten it up a little bit for this one. This one has like mechanically a lot less going on, but animation and story and like writing wise, there's a lot more to it. So it might actually balance out to about the same amount of effort as the last game. So, but we'll see. I don't think I'm going to be turning around any 2-week games anytime soon. Even if I took 2 weeks off of work right now and just started focusing on this is not a 2-week game. You know, maybe if I get to the point where it's all planned, and then I start like as soon as like the core execution of like getting things made for the game is started, then I could like take a couple of weeks then, and that might be able to turn around quicker. So like if I spend 2 or 3 weeks now doing design work and then 2 or 3 weeks just doing the crux of it, we could get it done pretty quickly. We'll see. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. I appreciate it. If you want to join the chat and say hi, you're welcome to do that. If you want to lurk away, please feel free. I appreciate the support either way. I'm going to take some coffee because I made it and haven't had a sip yet. Delicious. I do have anonymous follows though, so you know, feel free to just lurk away if you want to do that. I'm gonna keep focusing on this, but yeah, this is me adapting what I learned from Grumpy Gamer, aka Ron Gilbert. This is the puzzle dependency graph article that I read. This is like on the first game that we worked on the stream at the start of this year. I read through this article and we adapted and learned from it, and we're continuing to do that. Here is a DeathSpank puzzle dependency graph, which is insane. Ron Gilbert made this available, and it's huge. And this is like DeathSpank's not even like an adventure game, right? Here's one from the part of the Monkey Island 2 puzzle dependency graph designs. So I'm adapting from this. Gilbert used this just to make sure that the game flows properly and operates smoothly. I'm starting to use it. If you look at it, what I'm doing, it has the same sort of idea. Like, okay, this flows from here through these things, and they end up narrowing back down to this thing. But I'm also using it to denote, like, okay, when I do this, it's going to require me to spend some time on animation. That's what I was trying to get at. Hopefully I said it a little bit simpler this time around, so it's a bit easier to consume what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm conscious of like not taking up too much space on this thing, because I probably am going to be wanting to move things around a fair bit. Gee, it's a bit messy, isn't it? Yeah, let's undo a little bit of that. There we go. We'll just leave it there. All right. So anyway, Aunt Jenny has stopped us. She's brought us back inside. But now at least we're out of the bedroom. We can like start doing the next thing. The next thing is going to be fooling Aunt Jenny to convince her that we've done our chores. So that's basically, this is going to turn into that. So let's get all this stuff out of the way. And we'll put this over here and we'll just try and fill it in. So we are going to have a situation where we need to switch names on chore board or chore chart. I guess we call it chore chart because it's you know, alliterative, and that's nice. So we got to switch names on the chore chart, but you can't just do that, right? If we just did that, we would end up with no puzzle. It's a very simple puzzle if we just did that. So we're going to pull in something else. So if we haven't, we need to distract Aunt Jenny. So the way we're going to do that is by changing the TV channel, and she has to like go and like fiddle with the TV manually because she has lost the remote control. We found it. So we have to find the remote control. That's the first step. Better yet, if the remote control has no batteries, and that's why she has to get up and adjust the TV. All right. Maybe this is also a thing though. Maybe we have to find the remote control and find the batteries. We have a lot of battery puzzles in these games, apparently. Combine those things. There we go. So we know that's where that's gonna go. Channel is 1N, right? I think it is. It's one. I don't know. It's 1 or 2 ends. It's one of those two. I don't know. Change TV channel. This will, I want to put a note. So I kind of want to like say, this will distract Aunt Jenny for a limited time. Can I not adjust this? Like these ones? What's the difference? I don't know. Let's just delete that and just copy and paste. Okay. This should be a note here attached to this. And then we want to say, now we can switch names on the chart. Then we need to engage in dialogue with Aunt Jenny. Oh. Where's that coming from? That was weird. Okay. Not too complex of a puzzle right there. It's actually like a very simple puzzle. Can I like set the background color on this or something? I guess not. Well, that's a pretty terrible font, actually. There you go. Dragon Facts, hi, good to see you. Aunt Jenny's got it coming. What she did, yeah, curse you, Aunt Jenny. All right, again, a very simple looking puzzle. I feel like there should be more to this, you know, like finding the remote control battery, finding a remote control, combining them, changing the channel on TV. Then you can switch the names on the chore chart. So I want to put a note next to this too, like a little bit of a like guide here. Let's change this to like, let's go with gray for a note. I'm gonna say, you know, note. If, whoa, hello, what's this? How do I edit? How do I put, oh. I guess I just got to drop some text in there. Yeah. There you go. Oh. I forget what I was going to say. Oh, right. If switch names Aunt AJ, we'll say AJ for Aunt Jenny, will notice and, you know, you swap and must swap back. So this is like a blocker, like, oh, the obvious solution is just to switch the names, but you can't switch the names because you have to distract Aunt Jenny first. Now that we've switched the names on the chart, we have to actually convince Aunt Jenny. This is our first dialogue of the game. I'm gonna put another like note here, and I'm gonna change this to. I want this to stand out some more. Maybe like that. Have I used that color yet? No. Okay. So yeah, we'll make dialogues look like this. Dialogue 1. And let's see. Must convince Aunt Jenny via conversation that we've completed our chores. So even though you've changed the name on the chart, you still have to talk to her and like convince her like, oh yeah, I totally did it. My sibling actually was the one who changed the names before. I just changed it back. Something like that. And then we're going to provide opportunity for dialogue about conspiracies and other stuff. Just to add some flavor to the world, but also to hide the solution a little. So it's like, it's not pixel hunting, but it's like the equivalent of pixel hunting within dialogue, if that makes sense. Which it probably doesn't, but hopefully it makes a little bit of sense. But that's our first dialogue piece. Now, I'm not going to design the dialogue here, but we will have to do that. So the idea here is like, you've probably played a point-and-click adventure before. If you've played a lot, you've probably played at least one, where you have to talk to somebody and like find the right dialogue choices to choose in order to get them to like agree to do something for you or unlock the door or whatever, you know, those sort of things. Aunt Jenny doesn't deserve this kind of treatment. She's a saint. but you just said before she had it coming for what she did. Which way is it? Which way is it, Dragonfax? Once we have progressed, backstory's TBD. Oh, okay. I'm going to actually just group these together. I'll group these two. Oh, whoops, not like that. Group those as well. There we go. Good. Uh-oh. I really don't like these little, like, lumpy lines. I just want all my lines to be perfect. I want it to prefer to align the nodes like that on any connecting tissues. All right. Now we can go outside. So what this chart doesn't have on it is that we need to be able to go outside. We can't just immediately calm a llama. Whoops. There we go. No? Okay. Go outside. So that needs to go between these bits. Okay, so we're going outside. So what this chart also doesn't document is that we have a sibling. Do we name the sibling yet, or is it still Lil Bro? Oh, I did a placeholder name. What was the placeholder name I used? Dwayne. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, I like viscerality. I like some viscera in my documents. So we need to come up with a better name. The sibling is going to be like, what's like the name? What's the name I could use? I'll just say Andrew. We'll just call this kid Andrew for now. Andy. Screw you, Andy. We could call this kid Andy. All right, Andy's the name, and they're our little brother. And because our code name is Sierra, then this kid insists on being called something stupid. Not The Rock, you know, something actually stupid. So like they insist on being called like Supreme Commander or something. Or Lord Supreme Commander. Actually, their name just gets more ridiculous the more times you talk to, like, as you talk to them, they just demand more and more ridiculous names. That would be pretty funny. Like, you have to refer to me as the commander. Yeah, and then they like, you have to refer to me as the Supreme Commander. You have to refer to me as Lord Supreme Commander. You have to refer to me as Lord Supreme Commander of all the armies of, yeah, like, you know, just keep on like adding more to the ridiculous name. Because they're basically just trying to make fun of you, but also they want to one-up you. All right. Where's our document gone? Here it is. So we go outside. We need to... I'm just add a note. So gonna add a note over here. We need to go over the back fence, but sibling is hang on, 1B is blocking path. Okay. Cool. There we go. So first you need to talk to the sibling and like negotiate with them, like how are you going to get them to let you past? So far, so good, I would say. This is going to be dialogue 2. I'm actually just going to bring it all the way over here. Bring it all the way back over here. We'll just have a line that goes down to this section. So, negotiate with sibling to agree on payment for not dobbing you in for leaving the yard. Surely dobbing is double B. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they know. Okay. I think it's too American to understand me. So this is going to be a dialogue. So let's get into this and grab that dialogue. And... oh, hello. Dang it. Why did you do this? There we go. Dialogue 2. Must find an agreed payment for Lil Bro to let you cross fence, which will be to recover handheld gaming device from other side of llama. Yes, that's a thing. And we'll also have trees of dialogue about long silly name. What else can we talk about with our sibling? Just remove all the U's, yeah. No U's allowed in American spelling. Compter. Good. We'll talk about long silly name. What else we'll have? We'll have angry llama. because that's like obviously part of the discussion, but like not the objective of the discussion, but we'll have that be there. Are there any other things we could talk about with our little brother? There's probably other stuff. I'll just say other stuff, maybe. We'll just leave it at that. We just need to expand this to encapsulate that fully. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Now we can do that. We can group these two things. There we go. Actually, if I ungroup them... There we go. We need to make sure that this line that we're about to put in goes to the right place. So it might be easier, like I said, if we ungrouped them. Okay, it's going there. We need to come there. And I actually wanted you to go on the side there. Okay. Go. Around that dialogue. Cool. Might actually look neater, maybe. Oh gosh, no. There you go. There you go. Okay. So, in theory, you can calm the llama down before you talk to your brother. So, it's not dependent on the discussion with your brother. But if you talk to your brother, you'll get the intel that you need to know what to do next. That's how we won't, like, we'll use dialogue as a way to guide the player. Last time we were using player stuff to negotiate. Like, we were using the player's comments. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I appreciate that. I have anonymous follows on the channel. So if you want to jump in the chat and say hi, you're welcome to do that. But if you want to lurk away, feel free to do that too. Hi there, Rex. Sucks at stuff. Hi, good to see you. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. I'm just working on a little adventure game. We're working on the puzzle dependency graph for this little adventure game. What? What? Dr. CDCS, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. We're having fun now, John Matrix. Good to see you there. Good, just learning about cool tech stuff. Thanks for asking. Oh, awesome, Rex. Excellent. Thanks for joining us. Welcome in, Dr. CDCS. I hope you're doing well today. And raiders. Dragoon Zero is here. Good to see you, Dragoon. Sam Hain 666. Hello. Thank you for joining the raid too. Gonzo Cookie. Hello. Welcome in. And Rue in Pixels as well. Good to see you, Rue. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What were you up to today, Doc? You were playing some Original War, huh? Your final mission, did you beat it? Did you beat the final mission today, Doc? For those of you who are joining me for the first time, it got even harder? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. So more Original War next week? You poor man. You poor man. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, wow. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, my name is Mike, and I like to play video games. I also like to make them. That's what we're doing at the moment. We're designing a puzzle dependency graph for the next installment in the mini-series of adventure games that I'm working on. If you're interested in finding out more about that miniseries, you can go over to my itch page, which is where all the games currently published. There you go. Hey, thanks, Pi, for putting that link in. Yeah, if you go to the itch, like if you go here, you can click View All by Fractal Mind Mike. Although yours won't look exactly like this because it's got editor stuff on it. But yeah, you can play the game in the browser. It's free. You can download it. If you choose to make a donation, it's greatly appreciated, but not necessary. You can click no thanks, just take me to downloads. We now have Windows, Mac, and Linux builds available. So if you have like a Stream Deck or something, you can get the Linux build. It should work. I haven't had anybody test it on the Stream Deck yet, but sorry, the Steam Deck. What's it called again? Yeah, Steam Deck. I haven't had anybody testing it on the Steam Deck yet, but apparently it should work. Tawe, good to see you. I hope you're doing well today, Tawe Gio. Hope you're doing good. We have, yeah, so basically there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on today. In this, you can also go play the other game, which is Day of the Sandwich, the first game I put out. I did that at the start of the year. And then this is the second game that I put out for the series, is Day of the Hamster. It's much more complex than the first game. If you did play the first game, check this one out. It's got a lot going on. It's got like blueprints and like whatever this is. I don't want to spoil it. And it's got exploration and like puzzle, you know, traditional puzzle solving as well, all throughout, and beautiful backgrounds reminiscent of Day of the Tentacle, and character designs as well. So I hope you enjoy playing it if you do choose to play it. Doing good. Grats on Hamster. Thank you, Tawe. Thank you. Doc can try it. Doc actually played through the game already. Doc finished it offline, I think. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind if Doc streams it. It would be cool to see another playthrough. I'm enjoying watching the playthroughs that I have seen so far. But yeah, feel free to go grab a copy of this game and enjoy it. It's pretty fun. On the Steam Deck, I don't think Doc played it on the Steam Deck because it wasn't, it didn't have Linux support until today. That was a new addition as of today. So yeah, anyway, that's the where we're at. And we're working on the third game in the series right now. You've seen two players play Day of the Hamster. Looks really great. Thank you, Gonzo Cookie, for letting me know. And yeah, it's been fun. Been fun to see the playthroughs. I'm looking forward to doing some more dev work and seeing some more people play more games that I'm working on. So this is the current. We're working our way through the design of this game. This is where we're currently at. So we've got oh, I don't know what to show you guys. It's all very like early phase stuff. So basically, we're working on the puzzle planning right now, and we're just going. I've got some notes that I took up here about like roughly flowing through the game, and I'm just trying to translate that into a useful puzzle dependency graph with a lot of notes. So we've got like 2 cutscenes. We've got 2 different dialogue trees that we need to build out, and several notes about how the game's going to flow as well. You're going to play it after finishing Original War? Maybe next week then, Doc. Maybe next week. I'm sorry to hear your Original War struggles continue. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a mood today of like, kind of like, I'm ready to not have to do any work. But we're slowly making progress on this puzzle dependency graph. I want to finish it today. If I can finish it today, that'd be awesome. Like, maybe not fully fleshed out puzzle dependency, but like a decent amount of it. This is the last game's puzzle dependency graph. And this is the first game puzzle dependency graph. You can see that there's a little bit of a difference in complexity. So I'm hoping that this one's less complex than this one was. Because I want to focus more on like dialogue and like character interactions and stuff like that for this game, because that's the stuff that I have gaps in my knowledge to fill before I make the big game. And the big game will be coming soon. As soon as we finish this game, we're going to start working on the big game and put out a Kickstarter for that. So yeah, I'm a bit nervous about the idea of doing that, but I also really want to get the game done. Big game is going to be awesome because it's going to be basically taking all 3 of the characters that we've done in the minigames. I'll be reworking the sprites and animations a little bit just to like clean them up, and it's going to kick ass. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a big game. with lots of cool things to do. So yeah, pretty psyched about it. And if we do go through the Kickstarter route and that's successful, there will be a big box version of the game. I mean, I'd like to make that regardless of whether or not we get a Kickstarter done. But yeah, I'm psyched for it. You're stoked to back it, Tawe? Oh man, that's so kind of you. I hope it goes well, and you know, we can all celebrate and get big boxes of the game, because you know, everybody wants a big box, right? Yeah, and I'm refining my art process as well for the games, so like you can see the difference between the first game and the second game. You know, you know, there's definitely a progression from here to let's say here. You know, like, it looks nice and everything, but this looks so much nicer, right? in my opinion, I guess. You know, yeah, comparing these screenshots, it's a little unfair, the comparison. in my opinion, you know. A USB stick, yeah, I mean, like, genuinely, it probably will be a USB stick that the game delivers on. It's not going to be floppy disk, it won't fit. So, you know, CD, maybe we'll be able to do CD pressing. Actually, that would be pretty cool. Sometimes when I compare pieces and I see all the things I got better at, yeah, it happens. Like, when I made this, I knew, like, I look at this and I still see a ton of problems, but I also know that it's like a lot, in my opinion, a lot better than the first game's backgrounds. So 2 floppy disks. At the moment, I think the current game is like this one. This one is for the Windows build is like 41 megabytes or so. So that's what, 30 floppy disks or something. Like 15 floppy disks. I don't know. It's quite a lot of floppy disks. So yeah, that's not likely to happen. Also, floppy disks are a lot harder to manufacture these days than they used to be, because they've stopped production of floppy disks. A real sandwich in the box? No. I don't want to get like moldy stuff delivered to anybody. That would be gross. Maybe a real sandwich recipe though. I'll wait for the CD-ROM. Yeah, I think doing a CD-ROM release is actually a lot more viable. There's still a lot of people out there who do optical media publications, so I think that might be a route to getting it done, actually. Yeah, anyway. Please go play my games if you haven't already gone and played my games. Do it. And if you have, then that's awesome. Thank you for playing my games. We have to have one of these. We're having one of these guys in the next game. We're gonna have a T-Rex grabber. It has to be a T-Rex one. It's important for the plot. The audio all narrated by me. Yeah, I'll do voice acting. I will do some voice acting. I won't be able to do all the voice acting, but I will do some for sure. It's hard to do voice act because like the protagonists are kids for the most part. So like if I voice act them, it's going to be tricky to get it to sound right in my mind, but I'll do my best. Anyway, so yeah, we were just working our way through this flow. So part of it, the first part of the game seems pretty straightforward, honestly. So we're going to want to up the complexity a little bit of puzzles and solutions here. So yeah. We need to start inserting some puzzle parts here. So we need to acquire. I'll just write the word get. We don't need to be fancy. Get T-Rex grabber. So how are we going to get the T-Rex grabber? I think that needs to be a puzzle on its own. Acquisition of the T-Rex grabber needs to be a puzzle. I don't know how it's going to be a puzzle, but it needs to be. High pitched? Yeah, you need to like change the pitch of your voice, but you also need to change like the intonation and stuff too. And also, like, I think we'll probably want to go with like American accents, which is going to be pretty tricky for me, being not an American. We shall see. We shall see. I'm not gonna promise anything, but yeah, okay. We got to get the T-Rex grabber. How do we get the T-Rex grabber? Well, where is the T-Rex grabber? Maybe it's I want to reduce I don't want to have too many locations to draw backgrounds for. Like the first game, I had a lot of backgrounds, but you only had to do like one thing in every background, so it just felt like a lot of work for like one thing. So I want to avoid that feeling again, of like, and the second game is extremely dense with content per screen by comparison. Yeah, there's plenty to do in that game. There's a lot to do in that game. I seriously though, if you haven't played Day of the Hamster yet, go play Day of the Hamster. Like it's got some really good diverse puzzles in it. Like you're not just doing like, you know, grab the item, combine the item stuff. You're actually there's some real like depth to the design in this game, which I'm looking forward to more feedback on, but I think it's very good. So where is this going to be? I think like being in the treehouse maybe. So like if we need a way to get to the treehouse, perhaps. Maybe we need to repair the treehouse. Like the ladder to the treehouse is broken. Yeah, that's a good idea. So there's a treehouse and there's a ladder and it's broken. You need to repair it. So you need to get a hammer. We'll have nail substitutes. Nail substitute item. I don't know what that will be, but we'll think about it. Maybe we'll change this puzzle design later on. We need to get those two things. And then we're going to need to repair tree house ladder. And once we've done that, we can climb. We can get, basically that'll allow us to get the T-Rex grabber. So we can add more complexity to these puzzles, but I don't want everything just be a straight line. Right now, this is just like too many straight lines. So I wanted to like put a bit of a break in the flow here, and get you to do a couple of extra steps before we allow you to progress to the next part of the game. Why are you doing this? I'm confused. There you go. Okay. All right, now that you got the T-Rex grabber, why do you need the T-Rex grabber? Well, you need that because we have a llama, and the llama has something stuck between its toes. You ever seen llama toes before? They're weird. Look at those llama toes. Now, the llama is really upset and angry about having a sore toe. So we need to calm it down by using the T-Rex grabber to pull the pebble out from between its toes. Is your puzzle and hint design influenced by your experience with Discworld? A little bit, yeah. Yeah, I learned what not to do from Discworld, basically. Discworld's a great example of how not to make a game easy to play. By the way, everybody who's hanging out with me, if you haven't seen Dr. CTCS's channel yet, please go drop a follow over there on Doc's channel. Doc's a freaking legend. Again, thank you for the raid, Doc. You've probably already gone to take care of the dog and stuff, but yeah, do go check out Doc's channel if you haven't yet. There you go. I'm already following and subscribed and everything over on Doc's channel, so yeah, you should do that. You're about to, but thank you. You're welcome, Doc. Thanks so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Take care, take care. You don't have to leave. If you want to hang around, feel free. I just was like, oh, I kind of didn't really do a proper shout out for Doc because I was distracted a little bit. And surprised. Thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate it. Yeah, say heyo to the doggo as well. So we use that to do that. But first, I think the llama, we need to like, maybe the llama won't let us do this. Maybe we need to, like this, I'm trying to like add some complexity to the puzzle because I don't want a straight line for like, you just play the game by doing everything and then you're done. Like I want the game to be like, oh, you need to do this, but there's something else you have to do first. Like I want the but you have to do something else first to be a thing that we continue to cycle back on without getting too frustrating, because I know it can get frustrating if you're like, I know what I need to do to progress, but I can't do it right now because there's some other bull crap that I have to deal with. So I'm trying to make sure that we don't do that too much. And the flow is like feels smooth, but yeah, let the llama spin. I don't know why, but that sounds really wrong for some reason. You can't just I don't know why it sounds so wrong, but it sounds very wrong. Like a creepy old grandpa. Let the llama spit on you, boy. I don't know. You piece of shit. Oh, good choice of sound command there. Bye. Oh man. Okay, so come on, brain. We can do this. We can pull this together. So before we can do this, we need to do something else to convince the llama to let us nearby, basically. Like the llama has to be distracted, chewing on something. Yeah, that's it. So we just give it some food. It's easy. Llama food. Lasagna? Do the llamas eat lasagna? I don't know what the llamas eat. Probably like hay or something boring. What about lemon? What if you give the llama lemon, it temporarily can't spit when it has lemon? You whip its ass. Yeah. Can llamas eat lemon? Let's just check. We have to be scientifically accurate. Can llamas eat lemon? Hesitant at first, the llama moves the lemon around its mouth to get an idea of what it's about to eat. Wait, what? This is TikTok? Oh, I don't want a TikTok answer. God damn it. Get out of here with TikTok. Can llamas eat lemon? Why is TikTok coming up? God damn it. What is the world coming to? No TikTok. Minus TikTok. What should llamas not eat? Meat or dairy? That makes sense. The llamas eat fruits. Some llamas enjoy treats like fresh vegetables and fruit, such as broccoli, sweet potatoes, carrots, and apples. But do they eat lemons? I want to feed my llama a lemon. They hired the guy who did Bing search to take over. Yeah, it feels like it. Hmm. Oh, this is just one of those damn websites that doesn't actually ever link to the thing that you want to look at. You know what? Llamas can eat lemons. I don't care. They can eat lemons, all right? It's fine. All right, we need a note. Llama will spit if you try to use grabber unless it's eating a lemon. There you go. So this is going to be get lemon from tree. This could be a puzzle in itself. So we got like the, you know, we can keep chaining more puzzles. For now, I'll just say maybe more puzzle here. For now, we'll just leave it at that. I just want to get the main like overarching flow filled out a bit more. So anyway, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that. I guess this can just go here. Again, this is like feeling super linear, so I don't know how I feel about that. We'll see, I guess. There we go. Now we can calm. That'll calm the llama. Now we can get the device for the child. What if we had to provide batteries for it as well? All these to line up together, but you know, that's not going to happen for some reason. Why won't these line up? There we go. Yeah, so we need our puzzle dependency graph to have more stuff like this, where it's like, hey, there's a thing that you have to do to get stuff. So this is definitely opportunity for a bigger puzzle. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. It's great to have you. Once again, I do have anonymous follows on the channel, so feel free to work away or join the chat and say hi. Either way, I really appreciate the support. Thank you very much for the follow. Man, my brain is like fully occupied with this right now. Okay, so put the batteries in the device. We need more branching. We need stuff that like diverges out and then comes back together into like a single point or two to like continue the thread. Which we're doing a better job of that. I guess this is like a cleaner job of like progression than the last game. But yeah, there's still a lot to do here. There you go. Clean that up a little bit. So this is like this first part all the way up to here is like Act 1, I guess you'd say. And that we're working on Act 2 right now, which is like convincing your brother to let you into Act 3. Which, once you've done that, you can then give sibling device. So... and we move on to Act 3. I guess that's what this was about. So now we can climb the fence. Now, I haven't thought too hard about what the junkyard's going to entail yet, but it is going to have, oh gosh, I hate it when it puts the dot on the wrong side. Like, just intuit what I want. Man, I really need to get a shave. I haven't shaved in ages, and it's like, it's really becoming unmanageable. We're up to 668 followers. I don't know who was 666, but it might have been, I think it happened today. Yeah, it did. 666 followers happened today. It's a worthy celebration. Maybe we should play some Doom. Anything to not do any work, right? Okay, so... there might be some more dialogue here, I think. Maybe just like one final piece of dialogue that we unlock through this with the sibling. Talk to... whoa, what just happened?
Palerzan cheered 666 bits. Doom, you say?
Hi! Thank you. I don't have any Doom randomizer running right now, so... I'll leave it up to you. Should I play some Doom right now or not? Thank you for the 666 bits. That's really funny. Thank you. That's super kind of you. No work on? Alright, I'll keep working. But I'm more tempted now to roll over and do some Doom, I tell you what. Alright, talk to sibling, about gaming device and climbing fence. Opportunity to threaten sibling, plus talk about conspiracies, etc. Spooky men in black taking kids, etc. Stuff like that. No distractions. Crack on. All right, we'll crack on. I'm gonna finish my coffee though. I'm gonna finish it. All right. I can't wait to start working on art for this game. I'm pretty excited about that. We want to leave. Yeah. I don't know what we'll put in here. Like, there might be an "I want to leave" poster on the wall in this kid's room as well. Might as well put it there. Like, and then it's a callback to the other game, and also, I don't know, just stuff. But yeah, like, a last piece of dialogue here. This is like, maybe this is optional dialogue, I'm not sure, but like, it's something to add a little bit more flavor to the game at least. Yeah. Just trying to wind these up. There you go. Manafay, hello, good to see you. How you going? Did you see the new release? I think you did. I think I've shown you this release as well, Manafay. But yeah, I'm keen on taking you up on the idea of like a German translation at some point. I don't know how we'll work that out, but yeah, it could be cool. It could be cool to have one. How are you feeling as well? I hope you're feeling well. You shared it on Twitter? Oh, thank you. Gladly do that. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I don't know when that will happen. Like, I'm not in a rush to do it, but I think it'd be cool. Like, maybe when I come closer to like Kickstarter sort of phase of this process, once I get close to that point, it'd be cool to put more out there, like more people to see the games and stuff like that. Not that happy at the moment. You get better. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully. Oh, that's horrible news. That's the worst kind of news, Manafay. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'll try and just be positive and hang out here with us if you want. It's good to see you, and I'm so sorry to hear that. That's the worst kind of news. Yeah, we're working on a puzzle game at the moment. We're working on the third puzzle game in the series, so hopefully that's a good distraction for you. Yeah, that's true. Suffering is a horrible thing. I'm sorry to hear that. But it is always good to see you, and I'm glad that you're here with us. I think I can tidy this up a tiny bit more, but it's pretty neat actually. It's a lot neater than the other one. This one is insane. Oh man. Okay. So exiting the junkyard's like the last thing we're gonna do, but there's like a bunch of steps between here and there. So this is kind of like Act 1 is like this top half, and then Act 2 is sort of like this middle bit, and then Act 3 is gonna be everything you do to get out of the junkyard. So I think I need to go back to the design document, the original document, and we'll have a read and make sure I didn't miss anything as well. I'll just scroll through this. All right, Winamp reference, of course. That can be in the dialogue, maybe. Llama's a pebble sucker. Yeah, that's good. Game system. I cannot play. I can't play because Llama is angry and I can't get by them. Right? Yeah. Okay. Fenced. Yep. Maybe there's some puzzly way to get some dog treats or squeaky wind-up toys that make distractions. Right. So I think we can probably, like, have some stuff that you acquire in Act 2 or Act 1 that you can use in Act 3. That's not always a bad thing. Sometimes that's a good thing to be like, gee, I don't know what I'm going to do with this squeaky toy, like, you know, that you got in the bedroom. You can't find any use for it throughout the whole game. You try and use it on the llama, it never works out. And then eventually, you know, you get to Act 3 and you can finally use it. That could be interesting. And also, like, I don't want to block regression ever. So I want people to be able to go, like, if you're in Act 3, you should be able to get all the way back to your bedroom. Obviously, like, if we were to go through to Act 3 and then go and continue to make more game after you get out of the junkyard, all that stuff would become inaccessible, but yeah. You find a pipe cleaner, but the dirty pipe is in the next game. That would be pretty cheeky. Yeah. I should do that. I should do something silly like that. Like, you have this item that you never use in this game, but then in the next game you do use it. That could be interesting. It could be an interesting way to tie the games together a little bit more. I'll think about that. So yeah, the stealth segment's like the main set piece of like Act 3, and kind of like, it's not the finale, but it is like the main thing for like, you know, changing up the gameplay a little bit more. And we're also going to change up the gameplay a tiny bit with like, I guess it's not that much of a change. So yeah, that's the big gameplay sort of change is Act 3, you do a stealth segment. All three have an item from the previous game they need to give to combine or to solve one puzzle. That's a really cool idea. And I believe Delphine doesn't have anything that she brings with her. I don't remember if you finish Day of the Sandwich, I'm pretty sure there's no way to finish with an extra item. Like, you've made your sandwich, you've eaten your sandwich, and then you leave. And I'm pretty sure there's nothing else. Like, that game is pretty sparse. But Day of the Hamster you finish with the hamster and the metal detector and potentially some other stuff, I think. But yeah, like shovels or whatever. Yeah, guys, I guess she's got like, we could just pretend she had some stuff with her when she left the first game. Or we could go back and like add some more puzzles to the first game and more items to bring along with you. It would have been funny if, like, Delphine finished the first game with a metal detector battery. And you're like, I need that battery for the first game. You can't, in Day of the Hamster, you're like, I need a metal detector battery, but Delphine's got it. That would have been cool to tie them together a little bit more like that. I think today's going to be a bit of a shorter stream on the dev stream. I was planning on starting earlier, but, you know, it's like close to, it's basically 4 p.m. And I wanted to take a bit more of a break between streams today. So probably don't have too much time left, actually. I should probably get cracking and finish doing this. We're almost done with the main layout. Where did I put my batteries? And it was taken in the previous game. Yeah, exactly. That is a good way to tie things together as well, like continue the narrative and like help people who paying attention like to notice like those sort of things as well. Yeah, so I think dog treats is a cool idea. I'm gonna say there's a squeaky toy in the bedroom, which you can get at any time, kind of thing. You can kind of get that at any time. Let's see, can I just shift this across? Make some space. Can't move them both at the same time, huh? A bit annoying. Alright. Yeah, so I want bedroom to have accessible a squeaky toy. Squeaky toy hamster. Just to be really mean, we'll make it a toy hamster. Squeaky toy hamster. So you can get that from day one, or from Act 1, whatever. And we're gonna have that pass around into Act 3 here. And Act 3... Let's see now. Oops. We're gonna have dog treats. Why are you doing this? There we go. Okay, there's going to be dog treats in the junkyard. Actually, there's one thing I didn't really do here, which is like animations. So we need to annotate those as animated. I guess this will be a little a mini cutscene. So put this here. Cutscene 2. And climbing fence will be another cutscene. A small one, but more of an animation than a cutscene. That might be all you can do there. Now, this could definitely be a puzzle. This probably should be a puzzle. Make this some kind of puzzle involving distracting rats who are eating dog treats. There you go. We might change that, but that's what we'll note for now. I'll make this a bit bigger so it's a bit less chunky. There we go. All right. And then once you get the dog treats, there's maybe a few more steps to getting dog treats, of course. But once you do that, then you need to enter the yard or stealth section. And the stealth section will be like a top-down view of the junkyard. And you will need to... Why is it doing that? Weird. Let's see. Distract dogs with snacks and toys to navigate past them. Keep connecting these dots. Adventure Josh, hi, good to see you. Welcome in. Sorry, I was so focused on this. I noticed the chat like flickering, but I didn't realize that you were there. Hi, good to see you. Today I learned about, then forgot the name of some sort of progressive difficulty curve where each level increases in challenge during the level, maybe? Curing the level? During the level, I'm going to assume. And then the next level starts at a point higher than the start of the first, but lower than the end of the first. Yeah, that makes sense. Giving a rising sawtooth. Apparently this is the shape of nearly all games. This made me wonder, does your game dev follow a similar shape? That's a really good question. Yeah, I think like having a crescendo moment at the end of a level, or at the end of an act or a phase of operation, and then sort of like pulling it back to like not, you don't always want to push somebody very hard, right? So like it's like a good soundtrack is probably not going to be the most intense music, like building up from like, you know, it's not going to build up from the start to the end and like hit one crescendo. You probably want to do that like a lot throughout the soundtrack. Yeah.
Oh boy, we're having fun now!
Oh boy, we are having fun, aren't we? Yeah, so it's pretty, like, you know, you got mini bosses. Like, think about mini bosses, right? Like, games are broken up with a mini boss, or it makes it more fun. It like, it stops you, it sort of shakes you out of like the like, oh, I'm just like doing the same thing and it feels like grindy. You know what I mean? So if I was making something that's like post arcade, I think requires a bit more nuance. Yeah, that's true. That like game design, like in principle, is never just about making a fun game, right? Like this, you need to make a game that's like gonna make, like there's financial goals or something else. Like there's like presentation goals. Like there's always something else as well as making a fun game. Like you always want to make a fun game, but there's always other bits around it. But yeah. Yeah, steep sawtooth, right. Arcade wants you to feel rising intensity and wants you to experience challenge, wants your game to end. Yeah, ultimately, like, they want your game to end, but they want you to feel challenged and enticed to go back. So they have to balance the difficulty with, like, if the game's just bullshit and you're just like, oh, I can't win, you're not going to go back and play it. So they have to make it feel fair, and they have to make it feel like, oh, I can do this. Like, it's just have to, like, learn this pattern, and then I'll manage to get through. And like, you've learned the pattern, you know what to do, but you just got to work on your execution. You finally get that nailed down, and you keep going. So yeah, it's definitely a thing of like even with this diagram. So this is the last game I worked on, and there's a few sections in here where I put notes like this. This is a good tip from Adrian on like helping sell, because I was like looking at this red line that goes into this purple line, and the purple line is what I consider moon logic. It doesn't make a lot of sense as a solution to cutting a hole in a wall, right? So to me, that was supposed to be a challenging part of the game. It ended up being a lot easier. And this was going to be a challenging part of the game too. And even like designing this took a lot of effort. Even designing this took a lot of effort. And it turned out like I added an extra bit where you need to acquire more carrots to do this section. This is actually no longer true as well. I haven't updated this. It's like I rewrote the maze to not follow these rules because it was too complex. I simplified the rules a lot. But yeah, that's I definitely wanted, like, each of these pieces is like more challenging. I try and build up the challenge, right? Yeah, building up the challenge. Surprisingly, this path here I thought was going to be pretty straightforward, turned out to not be the most straightforward one. Yeah, it's a little bit less visible now, I think, as well, because this chart's pretty messy. But yeah, I did definitely try and have things that were going to be like, this is the part that I want to be tricky. I want you to, like, before you can move on, you're gonna have to solve this part that's going to be tricky, and then the next part's going to be pretty easy and straightforward by comparison. Like, oh, I just need to take that and like use it on this thing, and then you do it. So yeah. If it were for me, games would have a difficulty curve that doesn't rise and stays at the lowest level. Yeah. You heard more about similar curve used in design the plot of works of fiction with rising and falling tension. Yeah, you can't, like, that's the problem that a lot of TV series suffer from. They get to a point, like, they want, like, if you look at Stargate SG-1 as an example, Stargate SG-1 has, like, a plot that crescendos, and then they have to fall back to, like, okay, now we just gotta, like, let them explore and meet new people for a little bit before we give them another, like, big bad to fight. And, like, they'll slowly introduce that next big bad, and then, like, it reaches another crescendo and falls down. But, like, at some point, you're just doing the same thing over and over again. You need to break that up even more. With TV, I don't know how to do that, but with games, we have a lot of opportunities for breaking up gameplay with different kinds of gameplay, which is, like, a huge thing. A huge thing that you can use to benefit your game designs. Like, Metroidvanias are, like, surprisingly, like, mechanically, they're not that diverse. They're pretty, like, straightforward for the most part, most of the time. Occasionally, you'll see one that has, like, very interesting puzzly elements to them. But usually it's just like, oh, I need to figure out how to unlock the skill so that I can get through that next part to the next phase kind of thing. And then like, I'll be introduced to some more enemies. And they won't be as hard as the boss I had to beat, but they'll be harder than the ones on this level kind of thing. Or in this area, usually, because it's not usually level-based. But yeah. McCracken, you're familiar with, but not Jones. Oh, yeah. Just thought maybe your ambition might rise from game to game, giving yourself a tougher challenge. Yeah, I am actually. So my process is, I've outlined the process as well, Adventure Josh, but my process is, I'm learning how to use the tools, and I'm creating a framework for using the tools as well at the same time. So I'm basically, these mini games are learning pieces for me. Yeah, I'll read the whole chat. I'm just trying to, like, pick out bits to respond to. I'll try and read the whole chat. But yeah, if you look at like, Sandwich Game was, like, super easy to play, but for me, I was just like, I need to learn how to use AGS, and I need to, like, decide what my process is for creating the artwork and stuff like that, and adapt. And then, like, this game, the last one I just put out, Day of the Hamster, was like, well, now I know all the basics. I want to, like, try and explore some different mechanics and see what I can do with AGS, like, find more limitations in AGS so that I know where I need to spend more effort on programming and resources. And I also wanted to increase the art quality and production pipeline for art. Improve the production pipeline for art, which I did. And then for this game, I have similar goals. Each game, actually, if you look in this document, which you don't have access to, but each time I started the games, I put this, like, list of, like, goals that I wanted to improve, right? Like, improve pipeline, improve inventory art, have more focus on puzzles, and make sure that, like, the design of the game is going in first as a priority. Stuff like that. Room that scrolls. I end up having 2 rooms that scroll. Stuff like that. So this is, like, all lessons that I learned through making this game, that I had as objectives for improvements. And I did the same thing for this one. And, like, goals here is, like, continue improving the art. This time I want to focus more on character interactions, more dialogue based stuff, because that's something I haven't really done in the last 2 games, is, like, have characters talk to each other. Maybe having more varied soundtrack could be interesting. So that's just, like, you know, another thing. Bigger and broader and better animations for special interactions. So I want to focus on, like, making better cutscenes and, like, having the characters feel a little bit more dynamic as they move through the world, or at least the character, because there's only one. But yeah, there will be other characters on screen that will be animated too. Yeah, so gestures and mouth movement and stuff like that. Those are the objectives for improving for this game. Once I've done that, I think, like, between the 3 games, I've learned enough to do the big game that I'm aiming to do. So we're just working our way through the design work at the moment. Obviously, once we finish this one, Day of the Redacted here, once we check this box, we're moving into phase 2, which is, like, working on a demo for the big game, basically, and that's going to bring us to Kickstarter eventually, and we'll have to make some decisions about what sort of physical assets will we create through the Kickstarter and how it would fund all that and all that kind of stuff. So I got a lot of work to do to prepare a Kickstarter. Once we start phase 2, I'll basically start preparing for all this stuff too. Yeah, right now we're just focusing on this. But yeah, I don't want to overdo. I do not want my games to get harder. This game actually should be easier than the second game. Second game, I really want to focus on more mechanical like stuff and figure out like where the edges are and like try not to make something impossible or too difficult. But I did want to increase the difficulty a lot from the first game because the first game was too easy. This game is more focused, like again, like on characters and interactions, so the puzzles won't be that difficult. Even if you look at the current puzzle dependency graph that we're working on, this is a lot simpler looking than this one, right? There's just like a lot less stuff. This is like very diverse in terms of gameplay and mechanics, whereas this one is just pretty much a standard point and click. You get item, you combine item, you use item on thing, you progress to the next step, and you continue to do that. Rinse and repeat. It does have a little bit of a crescendo with a stealth section, which is what we're just typing in here. The stealth section, we're just typing in like some rules around that. Once you've done that, there's a little bit more puzzle game stuff, and then you'll flow out to the end cutscene. This is going to be a smaller game, probably a little bit easier to play through. Day of the Hamster was, I think average is probably a little over an hour, maybe an hour and a half to play through for most people. Some people play through it a lot quicker than that, but I think for most people it's about an hour. This one will probably be less. This one will probably like a 40-minute game, maybe 30-minute game. So, and I'm okay with that. Mike wants to become next Kim Williams. Yeah, next Kim Williams. Hey, I'll take it if I can get a yacht. No problem. I'll start selling hints. All right, I'll read the rest of the chat now that I've said my piece. Ambition might rise from game to game, giving yourself a tougher challenge. Yeah, it is giving me a tougher challenge, but like I think the challenge for me is like about the same game to game. I'm not trying to bite off more than I can chew. So yeah. What I really enjoy about LucasArts games was the books that gave you hints to solve in-game puzzles, like Plato's dialogue in Indiana Jones 4. But they also did have a news magazine that came in the box of Zach McCracken, which gives you some hints and ideas how to solve certain puzzles. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff too. I think that's very cool. Indiana Jones, I don't remember a physical copy of any books for that. I think that one was all in-game. They didn't give you straight out of solutions. It just added to the puzzle. Yeah, I like that. I like it when there's hints and guides towards solving puzzles in lore in the games. I think that's a good thing. In Indiana Jones, it's an in-game item where they, for example, have a page that helps you know which direction to put your stones. Yeah, I remember that. That was fun. I think the constantly rising stair step makes sense with a work of limited duration. An ongoing serial is going to have to do something different at some point. Yeah, exactly. And I think if you go game to game, like it's okay to like repeat, like having like imagine if like every Mario game just got harder every time. Like I don't know how many Mario games there have been at this point, but there's been a ton. And like, yeah, imagine them getting harder and harder every single time without ever like falling back. So like games, I think is a bit more unique. Like you can have a series of games, and it doesn't like feel fatiguing to have that stair step approach to like difficulty curves. Dracula can go up, and then end the book. Yeah. But I think like with like a book like I haven't read like the original Dracula, but with a lot of like fiction, there's a lull, right? There's always like a little bit of a lull between like, oh my gosh, that was like such an intense scene, and now it's like, okay, the character's getting a chance to have a breather. or maybe it switches over to like the other characters who are on the other side of the world doing something else, and then you get like, you as the reader, you get a little bit of a chance to not be like feeling like the pressure of what you're reading. I want to make a text adventure actually, but I'm not sure what program to use, since I want multiple ending possibilities and multiple paths you can take to get there. I think there's a ton of options out there, Manifest. I don't have any recommendations because I haven't made any text adventures for many years, but there's a lot of options out there. Twine, I believe, is like a really popular one. But yeah. All right, I'm done reading the chat. That was a great diversion. Thank you, Adventure Josh. It's good to see you too, like I said. Okay, so this is that, and then this is that, and then this is that. So now that we've done, like, basically this is like a big, like, I need to put a note here because this is like a big mini game essentially. I'll take this note, I'll paste it, put it down here. Wait, that's not the note. I wanted the note. There you go. This is a big stealth minigame. A big minigame, yeah. This is a stealth minigame that should be entertaining and puzzling in some way. I don't want this to be like annoying to play, but I do want you to have to be like, oh, okay, if I go through this route, I get caught. So just figuring out like you got to monitor like where the guard dogs are going, and figure it out, like figure out how to progress through it. So it's going to take some design work. We'll have to think about this a little bit more detail, but I just wanted to have that there. Once you've done that, then you get out of that section and you get to the sleeping guard. So once out on other side, we can flip a lever to bypass dogs now somehow. Like maybe they get caught or something, but it's like some lever or some action that you can take on the other, once you get to the other side, will basically mean that you can backtrack without having to worry about navigating past the dogs again. So that probably should be another note. I'll just include that in this note. There you go. And then the next step after that, after you've successfully done all this, is without waking up guard, listen to them. Engage in dialogue with sleep talking guard. There's another dialogue here. Sleep talking guard will have conversation tree, allowing the player to navigate and get guard to leak the secret code to unlock gate. There you go. Too many S's. So some paths will lead to funny lines and stuff, maybe some conspiracy related stuff. Also some paths will wake guard and reset dialogue. So I don't know if like the internal AGS dialogue system is like a good tool or not. I haven't really used it that extensively yet, but I could imagine this becoming a problem. Like I might need to like write my own dialogue system or something like that. Hopefully I don't need to, but I can see that being potentially a problem with this mechanic. It shouldn't be though. It should work really well. Like it should be really well designed. Once you've got the code, this is dialogue 4. Once you got the code, we'll use the code to unlock the junkyard gate and leave. And then we're done. That's the end of the game, basically. So this is all very linear at the moment. That's going to change. We're going to add more puzzle mechanics here. I don't want this to just be the stealth puzzle is the only interesting thing that happens. So like I said, this will expand into some puzzles. We'll probably have some puzzles on the other side over here where you have to like observe the environment to get clues as to how to get the sleep talking guard to reveal his secrets. So I'll put a note about that in here actually as well. Looking at environment, maybe moving stuff around will reveal prompts to use on the guard to get secrets. So we're going to trick the sleeping guard into revealing the secret code to unlock the gate. So these will connect like that, and that will connect like that, and that will go out there. So then, like I said, we might want to inflate these areas a little bit and like make them a little bit more interesting somehow, mechanically, and puzzling, add some puzzle elements. But again, I do want to keep this relatively simple. I don't want like to have like 4 different mini games like the last game. This game should be a lot simpler. But yeah, so we have a 3-act structure. It seems to be heavily loaded towards the front with puzzle design mechanics and stuff, but that's these will all expand. A lot of these single nodes will expand into multiple node puzzle setups as well. But we'll have 4 dialogue sequences from the look of it. Probably have a cutscene here as well. Obviously the outro cutscene. So we might as well throw that in. We'll call that outro cutscene. Yeah, this is way simpler than this. Way simpler. The only thing that's like not simple is this right here, and this in fact I should change this to like a red color, because that is a pretty big chunky piece of work right there. But yeah, looking at everything else, like got intro cutscene, outro cutscene, 1, 2, 3 other cutscenes. This will probably potentially have some cutscenes in it too. There might be some like animated sequences that occur if you fail or if you succeed. So yeah, we'll see. But that's it. That's the puzzle dependency graph. That's basically what it needs to be. Obviously, like I said, we want to expand these out and design some more puzzles around it. But I wanted to get offline and take a break. I know this has been a short stream. I'm not sure if we're going to do more streaming today on the other channel. I kind of feel like just resting. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see. I wanted to be more productive today, but I got on too late, you know. Let's keep it in mind though. I might be back for some more dev stream, more gaming stream later today. Try and figure out what to do in Discworld. Discworld's been insane, so I don't see anybody else on right now. doing dev stuff that I know. So we might call it a day. Pretty easy. How's everybody going? Is anybody still here, or has everybody left? Did everybody get bored with my conversation? Yeah, I can do it this way. There you go. That way it looks like it flows a little bit nicer. Actually, I can probably just do this. There you go. Yeah, that's a bit better. Change the color of this to red as well to match this piece. I could definitely see myself expanding these puzzles, like basically all of them, a fair bit. But this gives me like a flow. I know like what scenes I need to draw, and I know what animations there are going to be, so I can sort of plan around that a little bit better than I did last time. Hopefully that means we get some better animations, because I got them planned from the start. The dialogues, we're going to have to like spend a fair bit of time on. Like, I don't like the dialogue system in AGS. It's pretty painful. So we'll see if we can make that work for us. What else are we going to do today? I think that's basically it. If I stop now, I might feel well rested enough to go and do a gaming stream later today. So it's probably a good idea. It's probably a good idea. I'll do that. I'll call it a day. Thanks very much, everybody, for hanging out with me. If you have any questions or you'd like to catch up and talk some more, feel free to jump into the Discord. I'd love to see you there. Again, if you have any questions, like, feel free to reach out to me, especially if they're like related to the dev streams or the dev work that I've been doing. Feel free to pop some questions into Discord, and like I can like look at them on stream. The next time I'm doing dev stream. Next dev stream, it could be tomorrow. Will definitely be on Monday night. Maybe Monday during the day too. It is a public holiday here in Victoria. So we might do a little extra dev streaming on Monday, or I might go out and do something with family. I don't know. I haven't talked to my wife. We haven't made plans, so it's possible we'll just figure out something to go and do, and then I won't be streaming during the day, but I should be on Monday night. And we should get plenty of dev work done then. Looking forward to that. That's it from me. I will talk to you next time. Thanks very much for being here, Gonzo Cookie. Thanks, Adventure Josh, for the discussion earlier too. Manafay as well. Thank you very much, Pi. Dr. CDCS, thank you again for the raid. I really do appreciate that. I don't know who else to thank. I know there's a lot of other people been hanging out, like Ruined Pixels and Tawe and Surprise Bees, Dragon Facts, and all of you. Thank you very much. I know Coburn popped by as well. I don't know if Coburn's still lurking away, but thanks again. I don't remember. I think Master Gregor was here, but he's gone to sleep. BJI, you were here, of course. Thank you very much. And Lord Azul as well. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm having a hard time saying goodbye because I've only been streaming for 2 hours. Normally I'm on like a lot longer than 2 hours. So I'm having a hard time saying goodbye and letting go. But I think I need to do that. Like I said, you know, if I get some more rest, maybe I can get some more streaming in tonight. We'll see. I'm feeling really, really tired today, and I don't know why. Probably, I don't know, maybe I was up too late last night. See you later, everybody. Thanks again. Thanks, Rue. Take care of yourself. I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. It's the age? No, I'm not old. I'm not old. Thanks, Manafay. I'll see you next time, everyone. Take care. Goodbye.